Hey guys, Insomnia here with some more AFK Arena. Today we're going to go ahead, we have 50,000 diamonds. I went ahead and bought the Advancement Rewards 2, which gave us 45,000. 5,000 we already had, giving us the 50,000 diamonds. We are looking for 3 copies of the twins here, which right off the bat we get a copy. 2 more copies of the twins, and we can go ahead and get them to Ascended. We got tailing it to Ascended not too long ago, so hopefully we can get the twins. There was a pretty good pull with a couple Hero Essence right there. Still no more copies of them. Come on, we need 2 more copies of the twins. 30,000 diamonds left. We're going through them really quick here. Another Elite Wilder card there. 25,000 left. I'm hoping we can get a copy of them. Elite Mauler card. Again, 20,000 diamonds left. Which we have a double pull. Look at that. Double pull of the twins. That will get them to Ascended. Let's go ahead and switch this one out. So we're going to actually start looking for Mahira at this point. So we have Taylene. We have the twins, which is awesome. Maybe we can pull another Mahira. Be very nice. That was not a good pull at all. Got 10,000 left. A little bit of Hero Essence. Oh, really bad pull for our last 2 24-hour Hero XP, so that's pretty good. And there they are, double copies of the twins. That will bring them to Ascended. So for 20 bucks for the Advancement Rewards, we go ahead and move them to Ascended, which is absolutely phenomenal. Finally got them up to Ascended. The twins are such a pivotal heroes because of the advancement. Here we got a copy of the Spider Queen. I want to use my Elite cards. We got a copy of Tassie. And a copy of Gwyneth. Very nice. Like I was saying with the twins is we'll go ahead and we'll do our Twisted Essence boss. I know they changed some of the categories here, but the twins are vital when it comes to the Twisted Essence because of the amount of haste that they bring with their ultimate ability. So we're going to change up this team comp a little bit. Really trying to figure out what team comp works. I've tried Baden a couple times. I don't have Saurus on this account. Taylene, we just have 2 Ascended, as you can see there. We don't have a couple of the other primary damage heroes like Cecilia. But as you can see there, not only the twins being support is increasing the haste. So with Baden, they do increase the haste over and over every time they do their ultimate. And with the haste increase, they're actually increasing all of the hastes of Baden's minions, which, as you can see, the haste pops up in the back. A ton of damage with the minions, increasing the amount that Aziz is doing his abilities, his energy regen, or his negating the casting the ultimate, which is really big. This is why I've kind of teetered kind of back and forth with Athalia and Aziz. From now on, I'm going for Aziz. I know my Athalia is pretty close, but looking at the utility, Athalia you're going to use in the campaign, yes. Aziz you are going to use in most all of the Twisted Essence bosses, a lot of the guild bosses. Just overall, he seems to have more utility when it comes to more aspects of the game than Athalia does. It seems like even with a lot of the newer heroes, they've been kind of phased out a little bit more with the amount of damage that she does, because other heroes and newer heroes are doing more CC, are doing more effects, are doing a little more damage. Just the utility of using her. She used to be the staple in pretty much every team comp with Athalia. Nowadays, you usually only see her in one team comp short of PvP. So it has changed over time the way AFK Arena has developed. But looking at our support class here is if you're running a Taylene, a Rowan, a Rose with the twins, depending on your team comp, is you can put more points in the elder tree into the support class, which makes a very big difference. As you can see here, we are not doing very much progression. 2.5 million damage, which is very low for this boss. But like I said from the beginning, we'll go ahead and we'll swap in Cecilia at this point. She's only at Legendary. Saurus, I haven't even unlocked yet. So I'm thinking at Legendary, I don't know how much damage she's really going to be pulling, but I'm hoping the haste buff that she gets versus Baden will make a big difference. I know when she was released, a lot of people were using her to really supercharge their damage. Right now, the big push is using her with Saurus. Makes a very, very dynamic team that does a ton of damage, especially on the Burning Brute and Ice Chimera bosses. Just amazing to do a ton of damage. And so excited to finally get the twins up to Ascended, that way increasing their survivability. Most of the time before the boss was even done, the twins would die out with them tanking. Even at their plus 20 signature item, still had some issues with their survivability. But finally getting them to Ascended seems like they're surviving a significant amount more, bringing more damage to the guild boss here, or to the Twisted Essence boss. And Warwick's not too high, Aziz is not too high. This is a team that I really, really have to work on. So even here, let's check out the damage. We did 1.6, so 2.5 was about the cap here. But looking at the team comp, I definitely need to work on some of the heroes in here. Chimera I have at 5 stars. Some of the bosses I do really, really well in the gold or diamond. But on this boss, not too well. Let's focus on the other part of the video, which is finally, after all of this time, Arthur is at the 50. So we have 50 more of our emblems here to get him to his plus 30 signature item, finally unlocking his final ability, which gives him his health restore. As you can see, I have him fully geared here. I finally got his last piece that I've been waiting and waiting for months and months and months, which was his weapon. Fully 2-tier gear, decked out completely with his signature item, finally at plus 30. If you're not a big whale spender, plus 30 is really all you need for the Celestials, the Hypogeans, the Dimensionals. Plus 30 will do very, very well as far as the campaign progression. If you're going further, if you're really looking to push the envelope, plus 40 is kind of required just because of the sheer stats. We also did get some red chests out of this event, so making a lot of really big upgrades. Athalia was at 28. We're going to go ahead and take her to 29 with the chest that we got, and plus 30 there, which makes her very, very powerful. With the bleed effect that it adds is the biggest thing that does damage over time. Coupled with the bleed, it does have the health reduction, which again is very, very powerful, making her a top tier hero. So let's go ahead and test out the heroes. So this is the team comp that I was working with. This is one of our S tier team comps. According to the guide that I put out a little bit with White Sushi, I'm creating the guide on Reddit. As you can see here, you really focus on Gwyneth is the key here, who is maximizing her damage. Her signature item is only plus 10 at this point, so very, very low. Her plus 20 signature item does a ton of damage anytime anyone ults. So I'm really missing a really big part of her doing the amount of damage that we need her to do to really carry. As you can see here, Warwick's shield is insane with the amount of damage that he blocks and the physical immunity. Tayleen's support is keeping everybody up as Warwick just continues to destroy us. Let's go ahead and look at the damage on that one. Gwyneth being up the entire time, even just at, I believe, just at Ascended, 28 million damage there. Wow, that is absolutely incredible. Which, like I was saying, her signature item does need a lot of work. Her plus 20 signature item, she actually double attacks anytime that someone ults, which just puts her damage and her scaling through the roof if you can get her to continuously produce damage. One of the big differences, most of my videos, most of the Lightbearer team, I've run Belinda. So the big difference between running Belinda through this team comp and running Gwen through this team comp, Belinda is burst damage. So not only does she have the ability to buff her own team, but she is burst damage, heavy nuke burst damage. So the difference between her and Gwen is actually continuous damage, so damage over time. Once she catches a hero on fire or uses her electric arrow, she can actually stun. It puts a burning dot on them, similar to what the Burning Brute does, and puts a dot on them for continuous damage. So this team relies on survivability. When you look at Arthur, when you look at Tayleen, with this particular team comp, it is based on the survivability and the scaling of the team comp to make it effective. Even here, 13 million damage from Arthur, 18 from Gwen, 14. So number 2 goes to Rose. Very, very cool. But like I was saying, this team relies on giving Gwyneth the time to continuously damage the enemy. So it's not going to be the burst nuke when she ults or when she double ults. It's continuously burning the enemy, continuously doing damage and doing a lot of damage. As you can see there, all 3 of the back line was on fire right there, which is the team comp that we have built for this. And Arthur's ability as well, if he has 2 heroes behind him, he gets 5 hit points per second. And he also is immune to crowd control. 18 million damage there from Arthur. So not only is he a absolutely amazing tank, is he does a ton of damage as well. As you can see here, not really the prime team comp either. You have Rose following Arthur, which we did this in chapter 26, I believe 26, 27, 28. Rose has followed Arthur just because of his gear and his 5-star with the signature item. Ideally, Rose would be with Gwyneth, increasing her damage, but this team comp is working right now, just not ideal with Rose's placement. And Rowan with the stuns there, Gwen with the stuns, and Arthur just very, very tank heavy. Not only does he do a lot of damage, he doesn't take almost any damage at all, which is kind of crazy. And as long as we can stay alive, we get Taylene back right there to do a lot more damage. Because remember, with her, every time she dies, her attack is going up by 20%, her defense is going up by 40%, and she is our primary healer short of Rowan. So very, very powerful team comp. I absolutely love this team comp. I want to continue to build it, to continue to build up Gwyneth. 30 million from Arthur, almost 30, going on 31, 28 million there from Rose. So as you can see there, Arthur was the main carry with that one. Again, getting the heroes. So we got Movis on fire. As you can see, the dots just going crazy over there. Burning him down in the back row while Rowan is busy just burning down the front row. And Gwyneth is also a ranger. So being of the ranger spec, she has the ability to do more damage as the enemy's hit points decrease, which is very, very nice to increase the overall damage that you're bringing to the enemies. So even here, 22 million from Gwyneth, 10 from Rose, 7 from Arthur. And Taylene, again, she is primary there for the healing and the damage. The big thing she does on this team is the healing. And Arthur's getting 61,000. If you look at his healing, his 5% healing right there, not only does he have shields, which he shields himself an incredible amount and frequently shields himself, but he is also healing 61, almost 62,000 damage a second, or 62,000 health a second, which is crazy amount of healing that he's doing with his plus 30 signature item. 19 million, 17, almost 10 million from Arthur. That's why I've recommended building Arthur, because he is very, very powerful, especially when you're fighting heroes like Brutus or Savius. Look at Savius in the bottom and Brutus. Savius usually takes down tanks super, super fast. As you can see here, Arthur with his shielding didn't even take any damage. Didn't even take enough damage to get him down at all with Savius. Just absolutely destroying him. When Savius is on Lucius, he has a tendency, 3-4 hits, usually he will take him down with the amount of damage he's doing. Arthur can just take the hits and continue going, especially with the increased defense that Rose is passing to him, which I believe it's 16% at level 20. So look at that, 31, almost 32 million damage from Gwen, and she is only at signature item plus 10 and only at Ascended. So adding even 5 more stars to her, getting her signature item up to the plus 20 is the big, big difference when it comes to really amping her damage up. In this team, I'm liking the synergy even better than I'm liking my Lightbearer team with Lucius and Belinda. It just seems like it's a lot more steady. It's a lot more controllable. You have a lot more things you can kind of do with this team. Where the Lightbearer team is just essentially almost the same thing every single time. I would like to bring Hendrik in, possible, as a swap, but already have an Arthur built. Even same with Estrilda, because now she has the ability to go ahead and mitigate some damage. So 12 million from Rose, 14 million, even 11 million from Arthur. So all of them are doing a lot more damage than Taylene. And that brings us a quarter of the way through chapter 29. So very, very excited to see the progression we're making here. And again, Arthur, even with Leica doing the armor break, as you can see right there, still doesn't move his hit points, healing for the amount that he does, 62,000 a second, is absolutely crazy. If he does fall below 50%, we always do have Rowan's potions there, but they keep him pretty well topped off, especially with Taylene's ultimate ability to go ahead and heal them, and Rowan's stun, which makes a very, very big difference. I believe we're going to get Leica down there. Another heal. And of course, they banish Arthur at this point. But he continues to just absolutely dominate the campaign. Out of Arthur and Yukio, Arthur was by far the clear choice. Yukio, I'm still a little bit disappointed. Tried him out a bunch of times, never can find anywhere that he works. Even here, 28 million from Taylene, 27 million from Rose. And look at Gwen, 4 million. So fortunately, she died really early in that one. But that brings us to 29-22. Again, with Savius and the shields that Arthur is putting up. Savius doesn't do any damage. I mean, it is such a solid counter to the amount of damage that Savius does. And he is one of my biggest nemesis in this game, has always been. But if you look at Gwen's ability there as well, as Gwen has the ability, she attacks the hero that is straight opposite from her. So depending if it's Savius, depending where you place her in the lineup, the middle is ideal. So if you actually put her in the middle, she'll ignite the top and the bottom target. Putting her in the top and the bottom, she'll only ignite the two targets. But if you do have a chance to push a hero back, which is where Estrilda and Hendrik come in, you can actually ignite 4 heroes if she's in the middle to really maximize the dot damage that she does. So in here, Arthur should be able to get Gorvo down, which he does. And Taylene finished it off Namora to push the campaign a little bit more. That was 29-22, 30 million damage, 28 million from Taylene. So they are doing a ton of damage at this point. I would definitely like to see Gwen when she gets up to the plus 20 signature item and really see how much damage she does. So if you look at the back line now, most of the dots, she's doing about 185,000 damage. Even there, she just destroyed the back line with the arrow, with her ultimate ability there. So let's look at her damage on this one. That had to be a lot of damage. She burned the back line down very, very quick. So even there, 22 million damage. Wow. So she is doing a ton. So let's go ahead and we'll run through the heroes really quick. I'll show you the gear that I have on them, and that will conclude it for the video today. So on Arthur, we are fully maxed out. Got the Vitality on there to help his signature item. We have Rowan here, who's pretty well decked out. Got some T2 gear, some T1 gear. I do use the call on him, completely almost maxed out, minus her signature item for Rose. Gwyneth, I've been using the bow, which plus 12 signature item, but gear is completely maxed out. And then as well as Taylene, we do have T2 gear and plus 30 signature item for her as well. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Super excited to be able to use Gwen. She is doing a ton of damage. I love the S tier team that we built. And as always, thank you guys for watching.